Hello everyone. Welcome everyone to my fourth mini lesson. I'm going to teach at year 8 science, particularly chemical reactions in our lives, which is a part of chemistry and chemicals. How are you, year 8? So today we are going to learn how chemistry is involved in our everyday lives. Okay, so let's see some example of everyday life chemistry. Where is chemistry? Okay, let's redefine these questions. What is not chemistry? I'm looking the chemistry is everywhere, from cooking of egg, omelette, sticking, burning, and even our human body is full of chemistry. When we eat food, it's going to the stomach, did a lot of chemical reaction and produces the energy. That's right. The same thing happening inside the automobile engine. You know the automobile engine? That's like the car engine, right? Okay, fantastic. Okay, now your task, everyone individually need to tell me one chemical reactions except these six that could be involved in our life. Okay, again, I told you this six already given and one I already given, that's something happening inside our stomach. So you can tell me any other example. Mary, yes. So you're saying that's the hormonological change. Yes, that's right. That's the chemical change. Yep. Your color. Yes, the color is the chemical change. Fantastic. Okay, so your motorbike, yes, that's there is the combustion, there is burning. Yeah, that's although that's burning, but it's again it's innovative. It's a chemical reaction of fuel. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks, I appreciate that you are thinking about this. That's how chemical reaction involved in our daily life. Okay, so you see, I have given some pin. It's a rusted pin and some fresh pin. Okay, so do you know the material of the pin? It's iron. Okay, yeah, it's basically called mild steel. That's is a form of iron which is we call Fe3O4, which is basically the ferroferric oxide. But yeah, that's form of iron, and we can see the rust could happen if we put the metal pin outside of our home going to the reaction, right? With with so what sort of reaction this is? Anyone? Guy, you can tell me? Oh, yes, Richardson. Yes, that's called oxidation. Fantastic. Okay, so tarnish is removed from silver. That's also the chemical reaction. Fertilizer could be the chemical reaction to grow up the food. And as I told you, the food digestion inside our stomach of human body. The electricity, yes, that's a great example. That's what we did see in our second mini lesson. That's electricity generation using the combustion of natural gas of methane. And as I see the rust of iron. Okay, so how can you spot a chemical reactions? That's a good question. Now, before telling you how you can do this, I would like to ask, you need to give some evidence how you can identify chemical reactions. Okay. Yeah. Now, this is the opportunity to do the group discussion. So I would like to separate you in 3 students in each group to write something, at least 2 dot point, how you can identify chemical reactions. Okay. So I can give you a clue. It should have a color change, right? As you see, that's in our previous slides. You see this, that's there is a color change, that's rusting of iron. So it should have something like this. Okay. I would like to spend few times, around 5 minutes. Feel free to ask me any questions if you have. I am here to help you. How you can identify a chemical reactions. Okay, you might recognize this, right? So how we can identify it? It should have change of color. It could produce gases that could be give up. It should get hot. That means change of temperature. It could be getting cold also. It could produce light. That's we see during the chemical reaction in fireworks. It could make a smell, good smell or bad smell, you know, all sort of flavors that we did use is a part of chemistry. It could be natural flavor, it could be artificial flavor, whatever it is, it's the chemistry, and lot of chemical reactions involved. And it could be from solids. Yes, it could. Okay, so we see some evidence of the chemical reaction. Color change, okay, definitely you don't do this, the color change, but our hair color change owing to the chemical reaction, that's absolutely right. The rust that we see is the old car into the garage, the bubble or gas it could form, and burning wood, that the combustion. As I told you, I did a little study about the combustion. I did my doctoral degree, which is PhD from the University of Adelaide in combustion. So one day I will describe in detail about my research and how combustion is really interesting. So I did work in flameless combustion. I will describe about this with you. Okay. Okay. So let's see some useful chemical reaction. I intentionally make a photo that's which is combustion. As I told you, that's I'm passionate about combustion and chemical reaction. So it's many chemical reaction could be happening here, and you see that's they're burning some wood. This is basically the oxidation again, because we are using wood as a fuel, as a solid fuel, which is burning and which is doing the oxidization with the reaction of surrounding oxygen. Okay, so now I would like to discuss with you, I would like to ask you basically, before going to the discussion, what do you think in this photo and how chemical reaction is involved here? So you see someone is putting something on the top of the roof. What is this? Who can tell me? Solar. Oh, solar panel. Fantastic. Yeah. This is a part of renewable energy, and Australia is looking for the renewable energy, right? It's very exciting. So we are putting the solar panel, which is basically the piezoelectric material. It's a different types of material. When this sort of material taking the solar light, it's gives some energy conversion. So it's a very interesting technology. You will learn in detail in your year 11 or year 12 in research project. I have a plan to offer a research project. If anyone interested, we will see in detail about this. So it's basically conversion of solar energy in terms of the electrical energy, and definitely there is a chemical reaction. Okay. Second, what are these guys are doing? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? Puts your hand. Oh, painting. Yes, that's painting. That's fantastic. So they are doing the painting, and you know that painting is basically a different types of chemical reaction that makes in many different colors, which is very interesting. We see the same thing in our car, in our house. So painting is a direct application of chemistry, and a lot of chemical reactions are involved here. What about this? You should have some idea. So I'm looking, some water is spilling out. Okay, dishwasher. No, not dishwasher. It's your clothes. Clothes. It's something. Washing machine, yes. So that's the washing machine. So it's basically the washing machine using the detergent to clean our shirts or other stuff. So it's a very easy chemical reaction, but you know, that's when you will put a lot of detergent, then the washing machine will create a lot of bubbles, and that's overflow the machine. Okay, here, what are these scientists doing? What is this? Anyone can tell me what is this? This is microscope, right? So in the microscope, how the chemical reactions are involved. So, you know, in microscope, we did use different types of color in slides. Can you remember during your last year science class, we did use some dissection, and you did use red color to identify some cell. So it's again the chemical reaction. Here, what is this? Fertilizer, yes. So this, it could be pesticides. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems to me pesticides. It's pest controlling. But yeah, whatever the fertilizer or the pest control, whatever it is, it's definitely the chemical reactions. Okay, so everyone got the things, how the chemical reactions is involved, right? Okay, now would like to see how many can you think of about the chemistry of food? Cooking. Okay. Next. Preparing fruits. Yes. Third one. Oh, yeah, anything. You can trend randomly. That's food. Going moldy. Did you see this? Moldy lemons. So if you put some lemons for a long time, it will create moldy. It's basically a different types of pesticides, which could be telling, I'm not sure it's algae or virus. It might be algae, seems to me. So it's sort of bacteria formed in outside of the shell. So making fertilizer and pesticides, photosynthesis, excellent chemical reaction. Without the photosynthesis, the plants cannot grow up and cannot absorb carbon dioxide, and eventually the world environment cannot be controlled. So you understand that's why we are talking about the greenhouse effect and greenhouse gases, because if we have a plenty of plants, that's fine, it will absorb all the carbon dioxide, but there is some limitation. That's why we need to think about the renewable energy. So digestion of food, fermentations to make beer, wine, bread, you know, that's, we have a big industry in wine, and that's in South Australia. That's produces is basically the fermentation of grape marc, which is grapes, which is basically extract of grape seeds and grape skin. But the juice of the grape could use to prepare the wine. It's a high quality wine. Okay, this is our everyday system, right? So the cooking involved a lot of chemistry. That's why a chef should be a chemist, right? I will not say it's absolutely chemist, but a good chef should have a good understanding about chemistry of his cooking or her cooking. Okay. So egg contains protein, which is called albumin, you know, and the yellow things is called yolk, which is basically heated later, while the albumin has been solidified earlier, owing to the desynthesis of the amino acid. So when the egg heated, at first you see that's the albumin part has been burnt. So that's, again, there is the chemistry. So chemistry is everywhere, as I did tell you. Okay, so this is the apples. It's the green apples. It's not ripened, seems to me. But if we would like to get a really red color ripen apple, it should give some time. So how we can identify when the apple is ripened, it's sweeter? Why? Because the chemistry, because the chemical has been broken, the starch is broken down into sugar and increasing the sweetness. Okay, and the acids are neutralized, making the apple less sour. And green changes into red. So these three things happening in apple. It's interesting, isn't it? Yes. And okay. So what causes ripening? So ripening causes a little chemical change, and we know that's a lot of chemistry involving to ripening. So it's basically for the particular temperature when with the presence of chemistry, the ethene will be changed and the color will change significantly when the fruit is ripened. Now, the food is spoilers. You see, the apple is healing. It's maybe 2 or 3 days because it's a dry zone. So it's take all of the water and it's squeeze. Okay. Now, another example. When you use the soap, so in a soap, it's basically a lot of chemistry involved in a soap. And you see the soap molecules have two ends. One is the head, one is the tail. So tail is the oil molecule, head is the water molecule. And that's where the soap does work. Okay, so you see there is a lot of cosmetics, which is basically the raw lauryl sulfate, it's another form of chemistry that's made soapy during preparing the shampoo, which is in general that's that's sometimes we like that's very foaming activities, which is basically the lauryl sulfate, which is EDTA. I will explain in detail about next session because this is limited with the advanced level of chemistry that's very interesting for our everyday life. Chemistry and medicine. There is a lot of medicine in chemistry. Aspirin. That's if I put the aspirin there, psh, there will be big flame because it's not flame. Sorry, there is a big bubble. As I told, if there's a bubble, there's a formation of gas. So this is the chemistry and chemical change. Okay. Anyone can identify what this medicine used for? And the advantages and disadvantages of using drugs from plant and molds. Anyone can identify. You're saying paracetamol? Could be. Basically, we don't know. But what I can say is that's intentionally make it to make you confused. This drug is basically the aspirin because I did make it. If you put the aspirin to the water, you will see big bubble. Okay. Now, our laptop or our computer has a lot of chemistry because the screen produces the light. This is the light energy, which is photonic reaction. While the case has been painted, has been made of plastic. So lot of chemistry is involved with this. I am very close to the end of this part of the lesson because as we know, today we are going to do an assessment task. What do you understand from our last lesson? So this is another chemistry involved in toothpaste, the chemicals in the toothpaste. Okay. Before going to the assessment task, I would like to complete this lesson and would like to tell you next lesson we'll be discussing reactants and products. How it is reactant, what is product. So just very beginning, when you started some reaction, the beginning side say reactants and the final sides, the final output or outcomes is called product. Okay, now I would like to go I would like to go the assessment task. So give me some time to arrange the questions for you. Now this assessment task has to be conducted by group, because this is a group work, and I'd like to say that it may be fair enough to make 5 groups, so 5 students on every group. Just give me a second. I need to share the channel. Okay. So you guys can see that this assignment is basically the new substances. So it's maximum 300 watts. It's very easy. I think you can do it in 10 minutes maximum. So I will give you 15 minutes for the discussions, and then 15 minutes, because 10 minutes should be enough, and 5 minutes is the revision to fill up these tables. It's basically, there's some questions that you have to know. The name of substance, you can write any substance. It could be iron, it could be diamond, it could be glass. Then you need to write down who invented or discovered it. So again, this is related from our last lessons, and we did learn about the chemical substance. And so you should do this. You should do some little research using your laptop as I distributed you, and you can discuss together. Okay, so I want everyone should write at least 2 or 3 points. Okay, next, where was it invented and how it's discovered, when it has been discovered, then how is this substance used today. So how we use, if we use diamond, how we use diamond, and why it is important for our life. For your understanding, diamond could be used from shoe polishing to the sophisticated chip designing. So it could be used a lot. So you can do some research using search engine. So can this substance could be improved? If you think, suppose if you think sugar, could you improve the sugar? It's you need to write, you need to do some research. It could be paper, it could be alcohol, it's up to you, any substance. Okay, the next question, what would be like without this substance in this world? How does it look like? And after that, you need to conclude with 2 sentences. What do you think about this substance, and what is the impact of this substance in our everyday life? Then you need to copy and paste to photo, but remember, when you copy and paste, you need to give some reference from where you did copy and paste. And also you can put many references here. Okay, now I would like to describe the rubric, how your assessment or the assignment will be marked. So you see the rubric here, there is 2 criteria. One is the knowledge and understanding of science. So it's you need to explain science, explain some scientific idea and concept. You need to apply scientific ideas and concept to solve problem in your familiar situation. And if you give some scientific judgment, then you will get more point, and the maximum point if you do some scientific analysis and the information make your judgment according to the scientific background. The criterion D, which is reflection of the impacts of science. So you need to do some summarize the way of the science, and it has to be clearly and concisely represented. And the student should have the ability to describe the science with the consistent application, the scientific language, and you will get the maximum point. I think you did understand your task, and if you have any question, please feel free to ask me. And now your action. If you have any question, no question? Okay, fantastic. Now your action to sit in a group, discuss together first 15 minutes and take some dot point as a record, and then fill up this table as your assignment. Okay, so it's could be 300 to 500 words, but no less than 300 words. I am here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. All right. So you have done. Congratulations, year 8, and I appreciate your patience and your hard work. I will assess this and I will discuss this in next lessons about your outcome. Hopefully you did your best job, and I really love to see that everyone was involved during the group assessment. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks. And this is my mini lesson 4. Hopefully you will enjoy. Bye.